Play action shots. First thing, we throw shots in this offense. We believe in taking shots. It may come from play action, it may come from drop back, but shots is a big part of our identity at the end of the day. Okay, we have a fundamental belief in this offense. We're going to take shots, and our goal is we want to take at least 2 shots every quarter. All right, when we're playing, we'd like by the time we come off the field, we'd like to have hit 8 shots in that game. That's always the plan going into it. We don't always get to 8, but we always try to do that. That's our plan going in. Okay? The reason that we do that is because what these shots are at the end of the day, they are not high percentage completion plays. Okay, they're low percentage in terms of completion, but the production off of it is major for us. And what we've found over the years doing the math at the end of the season is when we complete these shots, we're averaging about around 35 yards of production every time we can complete a shot. Okay, and so it's worth it for us at the end of the day to go do that. The way the math plays out, we don't even have to be 50-50 on our shots. If I throw 8 shots in a game and I only complete 3 of them, now that might be 5 incomplete passes, but those 3 completions are going to add an extra 100 yards roughly of total offense for us at the end of the day. That affects field position. That helps our defense. It puts us in scoring position. Okay, it keeps our punt team from being backed up. It flips the field at the end of the day, and it gives us an advantage. So we believe in the math. We think it plays out in our favor, and so we're always going to do it. Now, when it comes to the play action part of it, the way that we categorize our play action all depends on the fake of the quarterback. Okay, and so there's 2 fakes that we really kind of pare everything down to. And the first is the turn fake. And essentially, when we say turn fake, we're saying a fake where that quarterback is going to turn his back to the defense. Okay, I mean, imagine just your typical pro style, old school. That quarterback is going to turn his back, fake a handoff, set up deep off of it. Okay, anytime that quarterback turns his back, you're going to get the most effect on the safeties. We believe that the turn fake is the kind of fake technique that we need to use in order to get over the top on people, especially good safeties. Okay, so when we talk about a turn fake, quarterback's going to completely turn his back to the defense. He's going to reach that ball to the running back's gut. He's going to show that fake. Okay, he wants to flash that ball and show it. He's going to pull that ball back into his own gut after the fake. Okay, so that he can hide the ball. All right, he's going to sell that fake past the running back for an extra 3 steps before he begins to set up for his throw on the 4th step. Okay, he's going to bite down on at the end of the fake right there. He's going to bite down to help show, make it look like it's been a handoff. Okay, but it's our best way to affect those safeties. Now, another technique that we'll use in play action that we don't typically use for our shots downfield, but to set up our deep comebacks, to set up our dig routes, to set up our over routes through the middle of the field, fakes that are mainly meant to hold the backers in the box and keep them from buzzing out and getting underneath routes in the coverage game. That's our ride fake, okay? That's more of a side gun, run mesh, quarterback and tailback, okay? Where the quarterback's going to reach the ball back to his back hip, okay? The mesh side hip with the running back. He's going to ride that fake from his back hip all the way through his front hip as running back passes, okay? He's going to transfer his weight from the back foot to the front foot, and then he's going to come off the fake after a long ride, and he's going to pop out into a 3-step drop where he can then hitch up and throw. Okay, and we're using that to affect the backers. So turn fake to really affect the coverage, ride fake to affect the box. Here's some examples of our turn fake shots. Okay, here we are. We're in pistol. All right, we're going to get a big stretch fake to the tailback. All right, the tailback, we get him to set up deep in the pistol. Quarterback's going to take that ball, turn his back to the defense right here, and fake through it for at least 3 steps before he begins to set up for the pass. Watch his head off the fake. As he's working through on the fake, you're going to see his head bite down right there. His head is going to bite down through the fake, and that helps to sell that handoff, and that gets us over the top. Does it affect the safeties? Let's look right here and watch. The safeties were already playing pretty close to the box because it's a 12 personnel set. Okay, when we turn the back to them, that really gets those guys to come down and play everything underneath. You can see it from the back end, from the safety's purview, and you can see the ball get lost through this fake. It's easy right there to not know where that ball is. And then here we go popping up, and we've got the shot over the top. Got another shot of it right here. Same scenario. One thing that's big about when we use the turn fake and why this has to be separate from the ride fake, the timing of the routes on the turn fake has to be adjusted. So you'll see our receivers will use more of a setup on their over-the-top routes to make sure that they don't outrun the quarterback on the throw. Okay, our quarterback is going to spend time selling the fake. There's got to be more of a flow and a setup to the stem of the route at the end of the day before he takes off. If he just goes full speed into a post route, he's going to be too far downfield by the time we're going to pull up and throw the thing. So there's a setup to it at the end of the day. Ride fake routes don't have to change your timing. They're your regular intermediate routes. They don't have to be off time at all. All right, turn fake requires a setup. All right, you can see it from the back end. Has an effect for sure on the safeties right here. Okay, push through it, turn that back to the defense, and you get the shot over the top. Big play for us. Now, another way that we can use the turn fake is not necessarily by having to fake it to the running back, but we use our motions, okay, our behind the back motions to be able to get that back turn to the defense. So same thing right here. We're going to get actually a ride fake and a turn fake. Ride fake to the tailback, turn fake to the motion man as we come deep off of the setup. Anytime we can turn our back to the defense right there and set up the big shot, we're going to be in good standing right there. Okay, notice the route has to be a setup. The receiver sets it up and then bursts into it. And so we have to work on that timing off of our turn fake. Now, in the ride fake, we don't have to change that timing. We're going to work a comeback down here at the bottom, and you can see he doesn't have to change his timing. He doesn't have to change his steps. It's full speed from beginning to end. We're going to get a ride fake with the quarterback. Okay, pull after a 3-step and go throw the comeback on time. Now, the one that we're trying to affect is we're trying to affect the linebacker in the box right here. Okay, he's going to be the buzz player to get out underneath it. We want to hold him tight to the box with our fake as long as we can so that he can't be underneath the route when it becomes time to throw. Okay, just enough right here between the running back and the quarterback to get him to bite so he can't get into our area at the edge right there. You see it from the back end. It's actually not even a great fake. The ball doesn't come all the way down to the running back like it's supposed to. Okay, but it's just enough to hold him, and that's how a ride fake works for us. All right, now we're going to get over the top on this one, but it's not because of the ride fake. It's because of the concept that we're working. We're just working a dig and a post over top. It's the old Mills concept, okay? But you can see what the ride fake does to the Mike backer in the box. Okay, so the ride fake is designed to work the box. All right, it's not designed to work the safeties. You can see it from the back end right here. 26 the Mike. As we come across, he's going to play across, and that leaves us those windows through the middle of the field. Now, in this shot, we're going to use that to our advantage. We're going to set up the dig cut. Okay, so we're going to play action the ride fake across. Ride fake holds the backers down inside, and it leaves us the green grass in the middle of the field. Number 3, the Mike backer. Okay, he's going to widen here after the shift. But number 3 is going to play down to the box, and that's exactly what we want to get done. And then there we are. He leaves us a window inside. We just want to keep the box tight when we use the ride fake. All right, it works well with over routes also. Okay, we're dealing with man coverage right here, but you can see 17 and 14, the 2 box backers, we're going to keep those guys down into the box right here. Okay, we're going to get a ride fake to the quarterback's right-hand side, and we get the Mike and the Will to stay down in that box, and that leaves us windows on the over route. All right, from the back end right here, there it is. Mike and Will stay tight to it. That's what we want to create, and that gives us those windows in the box right there. So those are the two types of fakes that we really get into. Now, we'll use jet motions to set up pop pass play actions as well. The technique becomes a little bit different when we're using our when we're faking off of jet motions, because at the end of the day, that jet motion is going to happen so fast that we really can't get a good ride fake from left to right in this picture right here. But what we can do is we can use our posture to get those linebackers to play down before we pop out and complete the pass. So the big thing you'll notice with the QB is not that the ball rides across left to right, but that his posture stays down. He's got his shoulders over his toes, and he sits in it for as long as he can, all right? Longer than you would typically see. He'll sit in it just long enough to get the backers to bite, and once he sees the backers bite, then he pops out. His eyes stay to the read. So he's down in his posture, he stays to the read, and he stays down in it long enough until he feels that backer bite. The moment 54, the Mike backer plays down and out. Now he knows he's got it. He's going to pull, and he's going to throw the pop in there to the tight end. Okay, we still consider that a ride fake, but it's a little bit different when we work it off of motion. It's more about posture and less about ball. All right, this is how we kind of categorize our play action game and build it around the fakes that we use with the quarterback, and how the quarterback's fake affects the perimeter. Okay, how it affects what the receivers have to do, and how to, what parts of the defense we're getting to bite for us at the end of the day. We've had a lot of yardage off of our play action shots. It's worked really well for us. Um, you know, Play actions are the best way to get creative in this game, and so we always study and look for new ways to be able to get the defense to bite down, to open up windows downfield. We love that to go create explosives, and again, as much as we can do to set up exotic shots, we're always going to do that because those shots are always so highly productive.